Hello everybody, how are you guys doing? We're back after a day of missing a stream. Sorry about that, but I got some cool stuff for you today to compensate for that. Yesterday I went to an abandoned factory with my sister and it was very fun. I'll show you some pictures in a moment. Well, you can see one in the corner right there, but yeah, I gathered quite a lot of material for the new series, which I hope I get some good use out of it. We'll see. There were some very cool spaces there. I think like at least a few of them I'll be able to use directly. Some I might be able to use more as like material if I like clean it up a bit and stuff. My sister does like to hang out in abandoned places, yes. A favor, yeah, a bit of that too. A bit of both. Bit of a favor, bit of also she likes this kind of stuff. But yeah, let me show you guys a little bit. So, this is just one picture. I'll show you, these are the few pictures I've edited. There's some quick edits. Just cleanups, cropping them differently, colors, etc. Not huge edits, not the kind of thing I usually do, just some basic stuff. I really like this one, the composition, like the lighting, etc. I really like how this one came out, and this one as well. It was just like the perfect hour, and there was beautiful lighting in these. Like abandoned places. Also, I really love this little plant here, just thriving in there in the middle of a of this huge empty building. Great placement for that rebar version of FCP-173. Yes, absolutely. Here's a TV screen or a computer screen, I assume. It was just abandoned in the middle of this warehouse, in the middle of these puddles. So I managed to take a picture of the puddle. It's fun. Let's see, is there... Okay, so those are the ones I edited. This is just one I'm gonna use for the series because I took a picture of my feet just trying to walk through a difficult space. Obviously, like I'm gonna remove all the foliage and stuff. I might change the textures on the beams, but that's the general idea. So the factory is a place called Nitrastur, like nitrate and Astur, from Asturias. This is the region I live in, and it's a factory that was built in the I want to say 1960s, though it might be 1950s. You can see some of the exterior shots here. It was in use for quite a few years until it was abandoned in the 1990s, 1997 I think. Since then it hasn't been used. It's been left completely abandoned, and it's one of the biggest industrial, like abandoned, like industrial ruins in the country. So it has quite a lot of value in that, and the fact that it was all made of concrete, and it was all made like with really resistant materials. So nowadays, like, this is one of the most destroyed buildings. Let's see if I got some exterior shots of some of the others. Obviously I took pictures of the destroyed places because I like them, but most of it is in like this state of conservation. So these are the unedited shots, by the way, so you might see some overexposed areas, etc. What's the name? Hold on, I'll write it in chat. There's only info in Spanish, I think. Endo, how you doing? I have some Taco Bell nacho fries. Only time I've had Taco Bell, I had horrible diarrhea, so I'm not trusting that. If you try them first, just to check if they're good. So, let's see some other exterior shots so you guys can see. So this was most of the exteriors, and the interiors were quite well conserved. This is an example, for example, of one of these warehouses. You saw the edited version of one of these pictures here. It's the same building, just from a slightly to the left of where I'm standing here. There was like this smaller destroyed structure, so I took it from inside there. Yeah, that seems like it's her. Let me open the link. Yeah, that's the one. So it was actually never reused, in part because they completely contaminated the soil below the factory with a bunch of chemical stuff, which, you know, I was pretty safe going in there in any case, but what reassured me is that there are people, like, there are houses of people living like literally next to the factory, like meters away, so it's not like the air is contaminated or anything, it's just the soil. So as long as you don't eat the ground, you're probably fine. You won't ingest like chemical residues. So I still tried to be safe and not like kick up dirt, that kind of stuff. 1950, okay. I was thinking 1960s. It comes with a meal, the nacho fries. Oh, then I guess I'll have some then, if you can send them my way. So, let me show you some more of the factory. This is the cooling tower, which was in the center. To get to it, I had to basically, you can see that the height of the plants. I managed to go through a part that was way lower, but it was still like walking around plants that were as tall as you, really tall grass. And my sister caught some ticks, actually. She was very unlucky. I didn't get any, but my sister got 2 ticks from walking through the foliage. But I managed to get to the cooling tower, and this below the cooling tower is the structure below it. Took a few pictures of it because I really liked it. This is the one you guys are seeing in Photoshop here, where I'm walking on it. And if you look up, right above that's the cooling tower from inside. That was very cool. Super cool sight. Hey Han, thank you. Yes, it's listed as heritage for the region, but it's in risk of disappearing. They actually, like, this was probably one of the last moments we could have gone there and explored it, because apparently this year they are they're not tearing it down. They're like actually doing like decontaminating the soil. So they're gonna like basically like take all that contaminated soil and clean it, or put some new one in there, and start like measures to reuse the place eventually. So they might do a museum, they might do something with it. So this might have been the last few moments to actually see the factory in its current ruined state, which is cool. It was a place with the puddles, and okay, there was security in the place. It is private property, right? I was not supposed to be in there. And there was actually a security car with, I don't know if it was 1 or 2 people in there, but they were driving around, and at one point my sister and I, we happened to be inside one of the buildings. So we actually hid inside as the car passed by, and it didn't notice us, but we were barely caught. And after that, my sister got cold feet. She left. I stayed there a while because I still had 3 buildings like this one to see. And I actually, like, it felt like the most stealth game ass thing I've done in my life. Because I was literally, I heard the car like running around the compound, like the one road there is, and I had to time the movements of the car so it didn't catch me as I made my way back. It was very fun. They're probably gonna bury it away. There's a barrier already, but people have been inside, so there was a chain link fence, but it was cut at a couple points. Like, it was not cut, it was like lifted, so you could actually go under. So we went under that chain link fence. So yeah, guys, don't snitch. No snitches in this chat. I wanted to go do this stuff with some of the band instructors in my area. Guelph Correctional Center. That sounds interesting. Still trespassing never hurt anyone. Exactly. We didn't touch anything. Well, I did. I don't have it on my computer. I have it on my phone. I gotta get it because I filmed it with my phone. I actually filmed just a couple short videos because I wanted to include some video stuff. And the one thing I did is, I think we talked about it on a stream where there was going to be this little continuity thing where I'm doing this expedition down in this huge ziggurat structure, and at one point, well, when I'm leaving for the expedition, I'm showing people what I've packed, what I've put in my backpack. I'm like, oh, I brought a little snack. I was debating what to bring, but I didn't want to throw away like a lot of food, so I just picked up an apple. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna just bring this as a snack in the story. So I filmed myself just like sitting on some railing or some like just edge and just chatting, like saying, oh, this place is creepy, whatever. I'm like eating my snack, and I let my apple falls to the ground, and it just falls into the abyss. So if I manage to edit that well, it might be a fun thing, but I gotta edit video, do some video compositing, which I'm not super familiar with. So I might try that at some point. Just some video editing of me like throwing an apple into the abyss. So the only thing we change in this place is leaving an apple, like a half-eaten apple, somewhere in the vicinity. I threw it in some among the foliage. So if an apple tree grows there a few years from now, that was my fault. Do you know about the power plant that got reused as an amusement park because it never got a chance to be used? Oh, and Tom Scott video, yeah. Hey Kiwi, glad you're here. David makes cool videos. I don't know if David has done video compositing. Not that I remember. Well, it's like hand-drawn animation, right? Claire might help. Yeah, I talked with Claire, and more about like 3D stuff, but I might incorporate some basic 3D modeling to take some videos of huge spaces, make it feel like I'm moving my, so just something pretty simple, but where I can show some depth, that I can then move a camera around in and just talk over it and be like, oh, I'm just taking this video with my phone of this creepy place, can you believe it? Something like that. Maybe, we'll see. This is like the most tentative part of the series. It might not happen. The conceit for now is that I'm just taking my camera. The camera I took this with, it's what I'm taking within the story, which is why I'm choosing to do all of the images you've seen for the project so far. They're all in hold on, let me close all these. They're all in, oh god, in 3x2. So god damn it, don't let me close all of this. There we go. Yeah, a lot of tutorials on YouTube. I'll be using that. Get another. Okay, so all the images I've done, they're all in the same ratio, 3x2, right? Vertical, horizontal. Because within the story, it's all being taken with my camera, which is somewhere around there. It's a Fujifilm X-T30. That's how you pass your digital class. Yeah, YouTube tutorials. They have everything. So, these are all the pictures in JPEG and RAW. We can quickly scroll through. I try to take some just for picture's sake. Like, I'm not going to use this. It's full of foliage. I just like the image. Some are just there for, because, you know, cool places. Like this little pond had a duck, and it used to be, I guess, some kind of reservoir. Some cool architectural stuff. Oh, just this lighting though. Look at that. Look at the god rays coming through the window here. It was so strange. It felt fake. This is not edited, by the way, at all. It might be a bit overexposed, but there we go. That's a less or more naturally exposed version. This is the one you already saw edited. This one's overexposed. There we go. I'm just trying to take the little holes in the concrete here. This was a wall that was falling down. Obviously, I didn't go under this one. Not taking so many risks. Cool windows. That's the inside version of that. Right, so this part was still standing. This part, the whole ceiling had fallen. You can see the beams that should be here. They're down here on the ground. And this, I guess this wall here lost like the support of the ceiling, so it's like bending inwards. This one, I guess I just tried to take as material in case I needed some like broken down concrete for the series. Don't know if I'll use it. It's still standing. This is the same building, just seen from the other side, right? So right behind us is a wall that's falling down. And it's the other side where like half the wall is also missing, which I love. Okay, let's see what else we have. That's again, so you can see that's behind what we just seen. Broken down walls. See, that's the one I don't know if this one, but one of these is one of the ones I edited. Oh, this one's, oh, doesn't let me turn it. So I guess we'll have to see it like this. This is the one I edited. So as far as I read, this apparently was one of the first structures to use computer simulations to test if they would stand of that, like computer simulations of, I guess, the weights and stuff to see like if the structure was sound. Hey, Maxwell. So we can see its sound because it's from the 50s. It's been untouched since the 90s and it's still standing perfectly. Well, not perfectly, but mostly standing. Like most of the buildings were pretty untouched, like this one. Okay, this was one of my favorite ones. This part of the Ziggurat project, yes. Most of this I'll use, or a big chunk of this I'll be using for the project. This building, I don't know what it did, probably some chemical process, and it has this little chute here that I really loved. So this could have some use. I would have to remove some rubble from the ground. I would have to remove the grass that's going on here for some reason. This is the top of that building. So there were some, I guess it's not too visible here. Okay, so right here, you can see there's some stairs going up. The chute I show in the next picture is right behind. It's the same, in the same area as well. So right behind here, there were some stairs and you got up to this little place. And I love this because there was this, there we go. There was this little metal ladder going into a, I think it's the inside of that chute I was showing before. So, or right behind it. In any case, it was really dark. So you could see this hole in the ground with some, like, a small ladder. So I'm definitely gonna use this one in some way. I was like, oh, that's a creepy ladder going into nowhere. There we go. I'll probably use this version because we can still see the edge and it's still pretty dark. Anyway, I was trying to take the elements from the ceiling here because I really like those intercrossing beams. Might use them like turned around in some way. We'll see. And you could see the cooling tower from there, which I would go to later. Here you can see how the most of the compound is outside. Like this is very, very overgrown. I had to reach the base of the cooling tower. I had to go all the way through here. There's a little path and it goes right there. So from that side, basically from the other side of the cooling tower, you can see here, you could get in there, still crossing some very tall grass, but you could get there. Just a cool building. Another factory. This is a different factory. I think it's still active. It had sounds like it was active. And this is the inside of the cooling tower. So this is taken as, this is the grass, basically. The grass I had to cross. So it's over my head tall. And this is the inside of the tower. I take a few pictures of it. Every picture is duplicated, which is why you see me going through the same picture over and over. Because you have the JPEG and the RAW. So this, I love this little structure, this little like lattice inside. This is supposedly to catch all the cooling, all the water after it's done the cooling, it drips down here. Well, of course it wasn't overgrown before. So there, okay, after I took a million pictures of this, there I tried, well, apparently this got undone before, so I had to redo the, there we go, now they're done. So yeah, I wanted a picture of like me walking through something that looked very precarious. This is not, like if I had fallen down here, it would be like a tiny fall. It would be perfectly fine. So I was confident in taking the picture and don't you guys worry about me. Yeah, I took these. For people who are coming in right now, this was taken yesterday. Yesterday? Yeah, yeah. When I went with my sister to an abandoned factory here in Asturias, Spain, northern Spain. This factory used to do nitrates, so stuff for fertilizers, etc. It was a huge compound. It was used from the 50s to the 90s when it was abandoned, and now it stands like this. So we trespassed in there, avoided security, and got to take a bunch of cool pictures. Okay, so obviously there's like a lot of graffiti, so you can tell that people have been like coming in here for a while and just like, you know, painting the walls and whatever. So, which is why they have security, I assume. Might be like some shady stuff, you know, even. I don't know. I didn't meet anyone there. It was completely empty. So, just to give you guys context of the little stealth game I played, right out here, right behind, no, I think it was behind this wall here, I could hear the car. Oh, reminder to save. I haven't even started, but thanks for the reminder. So right behind here, as I was in this building, I could hear the motor of the car from the security guy running, and it was just stopped there. If I went like the main road the only road I could use to go out of, like to leave this place, was this one here. So I had no option, like I had to do a full detour so I didn't cross paths with the security guys. Which is why I was gonna try to leave through here, but then I heard the car and I was like, oop, nope. This was the abandoned toilets. I thought they were cool. This is the outside from the toilets. Just tried to take some pictures of reflections because I like the puddles. So I try to use puddles there to get some shots of the reflection. I guess this one's turned. There we go. Anyway, I think this one came out quite well. It needs a little bit of readjusting, but... Did you go up there because you had a project in mind, or did you just go to places for photos and then work through project ideas after? No, I went to this one with a project in mind, which I'll be talking about in a minute, once we're done scrolling through these. This is the one I edited later. This is the raw photo. As you can see, I had to work with the like super overblown area here. But the edited one is this. Okay, some more broken down stuff. This one I really like because it feels like it could be, like I could turn this into an interior if I wanted. I just have to make it look like these are not windows but artificial lights. If I can manage that, I will probably be fine. And here I was just trying to take pictures at weird angles. Like this one, where it might feel... So here I'm just looking up at the wall. Looking at the ceiling next to the wall. So it feels like the wall here is the ground. And there's a wall. I don't know, I was trying to take pictures in different angles. Many of these are... So I could hopefully put them like this and make it feel like the wall here is the floor. So much potential in all of these. Can't wait to see how they get remixed into Ziggurat's faces. Yes. So many of them I already took in mind with a specific angle so I could use it. So yeah, like this one, for example, I took like really close to the... I gotta like slightly rotate it still, but I took it really close to the wall. So I could... So it could feel like the wall, like I'm walking on this. And the closer you take it to the wall, it feels like you're closer to the ground, so everything feels bigger. And this is just an exterior shot that I liked. Don't think I'll use this, but just for fun. So I took a few with different... oh, I think that's the end. Yep, that's the last one. That was right before leaving. So I wasn't there for super long, but I think I made the most of it. So I think the first few ones I didn't show you guys. So this is similar to that one I showed, where if you take it like this, it feels like a really big space. I really like this one actually. It feels very big. This was just some cool lighting. And just ceiling here, I don't know if I'll be able to use it super well. Maybe it has something like this that falls down. I'm still not sure. In general, turning things around works a lot with making spaces look weird, look unnatural. Usually a VOD watcher. Hey, welcome to live. And this is one of the ones I edited. I had to crop it slightly differently, but... So one of the biggest problems is a lot of this looks dilapidated, overgrown. Obviously it's you know, by virtue of being this huge abandoned space. And the place I'm creating the ziggurats, it's supposed to be kind of clean-ish. So I have to clean up a lot of spaces whenever I use these pictures, but they should still be useful. So yeah, welcome everybody. And after me boring you with all these pictures, let me show you what the project actually is. So this project is something I'm calling, for now I'm calling the ziggurat. It all starts by me visiting my parents' house for a while, and there's this door there. It's been there forever. They bought the house and the door was there in the basement, which is like blocked. It didn't even appear on the floor plan. So everyone assumed it was just like some kind of leftover door in the basement from something that never got made, so there's not really a space behind it. It's just like this blocked thing. So everyone kind of forgot about the door, and I was just there, so that was bugging me. So I'm like, I'm gonna open this door, right? What do I find? I find this. It's not gonna be this one, but it's gonna be something similar to this. I find this strange corridor. It feels like something where maybe like water and electricity pass through. That kind of, you know, like a service utility corridor by the municipal government. I don't know, it still feels a bit weird. So I decide, like, I'm gonna explore this, I'm gonna see where it leads. So I just keep going, and it keeps going. It keeps going for a long time. It starts like a pretty regular semi-industrial space, but as it goes deeper, you realize it stops making sense and it just starts getting larger and larger and larger, and you just end up in this huge industrial space built on top of basically the abyss. And let's say you find some stairs. Let's just go down these stairs. It keeps going and going, and it starts getting like more abstract and brutalist, and make less and less and less and less sense. And as I explore this, there's gonna be a little bit of a storyline through it, right? It's not only gonna be like me exploring in space. It's gonna have some metaphors, themes, that kind of stuff. This is all told in first person, right? So it's me, Eduardo, exploring this, telling it through my Twitter account as if I was telling any other story. And it just keeps going and going. And at some point, you just gotta jump down, right? And it just gets weird. And that's all the pictures I have so far. I just scrolled very quickly through them. So that is... Yes, I stopped counting them, but that's like 20-something pictures. Gotta fight a bird. Good luck. Losers get sent to the ziggurat, yes. Okay, so this is gonna be a first-person thread. It's gonna be live, right? It's gonna happen through throughout several days. As at first I'm just going a bit into it, then I realize it's much bigger than I could have expected. So I go back up and I prepare. I do this little like expedition. I put off some boots, get a backpack, get some food, get some batteries, etc. And just start venturing down there in like little expeditions that get longer and longer until I disappear and get lost for a few days. And it's gonna be sort of mysterious, like, where's this guy? He hasn't replied in a day. Like, is he alive? At some point when I'm lost, like a few pictures will start coming through. Just really weird places, like, you know, these last two are mostly gonna be from that. Most likely gonna be from that. Just like very, very strange places. And eventually I'm gonna come out through a completely different space, and you know, it's gonna have some themes and stuff to it, but the point is that it's gonna happen live. And what I want is that if you're seeing this, if you're currently seeing this, you are in on the joke. You are in on the on our little trickery. So you are obligated to play along with it. If you want, you can just like sit back and watch, but I'd ask you to please like not go like, oh, I saw you do this on stream. Like, just play along with the game for as long as it goes, and then obviously I will tell everybody this is an art project, and you know, it's not going to be like a super hidden stuff. People will be able to scroll down on my Twitter and see that I'm like a Photoshop guy. But at least for the duration of the thread, I would like it to you know, kind of stay. I would like people to play along, if you guys want. Have you played Control? Yes, Control is great. I should play it on stream at some point. Very fun game. If we're a secret society, do we get to have a cool secret handshake? Oh, we have the gang sign, don't we? Hold on, I gotta remember. I always forget how the gang sign is. So it's a V, an A, and a line that crosses it. So that's the gang sign. You guys want to learn it. As you can see, it reads VA, like my signature. Also, did you guys know I inadvertently put my signature in one of these pictures? I wasn't meaning to sign them, except for maybe like the biggest one, like the most you know, like the signature picture of the whole series. But someone pointed this to me. This is actually signed. If you see these beams here, they kind of do the shape of the signature. There's a VA, a line that crosses it. You gotta think about it, but it's there. The Valdevians. I love that. Hi, Deviants. Secret societies deserves capes. You do. We all deserve capes. Cigarettes society. So now that we've explained, and it's taken 40 minutes of me rambling about. I mean, it was a fun ramble, right? I talked about this cool little exploration I did, but 40 minutes of explaining and before getting into Photoshop. That's what you get with me. That's a Valdevia promise. We'll actually start with some of these pictures and see which ones we can use, like just off the bat, like right off the gate. I feel like this one could work quite well. So first things first, I'm gonna open another 6000 by 4000 document. They all have the same size. The only difference is some of them I rotate vertically. And now I put this one in. Give it a quick edit before it goes in, because it's a raw picture, so you can do that. Obviously, we still haven't turned it. I can't do it from inside here. So just imagine that it's gonna look like this. You gotta turn your head around. So I'm not gonna add any effects here. Oh, no grain, no vignettes. Later maybe, not for now. I'm just gonna darken it a bit to remove overexposed areas, and I'm gonna reduce a few specific colors, or I'm just gonna reduce the saturation in general. Then go into the color mixer and reduce any strong, oh, this doesn't do a lot. Yeah, remove any strong blues from here, purples and reds. Okay, we got some yellows here, which I might want to darken a bit. So one of the big things we got to do is not make it feel like it's an exterior space. It has to feel like an underground area, which is quite important. See what we could maybe do here. Okay, I got an idea. What if I just do a little trick here? Where I copy the image and flip. And now it feels like a corridor. How about that? So I'm just gonna make it cover the canvas. Okay. Maybe like slightly off center. So the idea is to edit these spaces. I'm not gonna add like creatures or anything and like super impossible. I'm mostly gonna go for like physically believable spaces. But I do want them to feel huge and unnatural, kind of like they were not made for humans. And that's where the, you know, uncomfortableness comes from. Is uncomfortableness the word? Yeah, you get what I mean. I hope. Discomfort might be a better word, right? English, that's a language for sure. Molly, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Ziggurats. Everyone that follows and subscribes today gets to disappear into the Ziggurat forever with me. Limited time offer. Only today. Oh, Shepard, you made the knocker. That's fantastic. You guys check this out. And have a good night, Shepard. everyone check this out. Made by Tall Shepherd here in chat. Two Cornish miners repairing structural damage caused by a knocker infestation. Folktales tell us that knockers, or their Welsh variant, the Coblino, make their homes in the darkness below the British Hills, where their knocking can imperil those who dig too greedily. And that's fantastic. It's a great image. The compositing is so good. Look at that, and look at that, the text here, repairing knocker damage. I was very intrigued by the text because it looks so realistic compared to what you usually see in these kind of old pictures when they paint some text on it, because it looks kind of, you know, looks kind of blotchy, the text, and it kind of disappears in some areas. So I had to ask Shepherd how they did it, and it was using whiteout or Tipex to write down with it. I'm gonna use that technique now if I need to make this kind of effects. Very good. Anyway, back to it though. New secret technique. Yeah, it's ingenious. And anything that you can make, like, practically, that you can just, like, create in real life and then scan, it's usually gonna be in the benefit of the edits, right? It's gonna add a lot of creativity, or a lot of, you know, realism to it, I guess. Yeah. So as counterintuitive as it sounds, the less you Photoshop, the better. The less you have to recreate in Photoshop as opposed to like do in camera or in real life is usually better for the end result. Which is why the easiest pictures to composite, if you need to mix two pictures together, are pictures taken by the same camera in the same moment with the same lighting, right? So if you have two pictures of, you know, let's say a group of people, you've taken a group shot of your family, and there's actually a couple group shots, and some people have their eyes closed in one picture, some of them have their eyes open in the like closed in the other. So you actually go in and mix these two pictures. It's super easy to just like mix the faces, because, you know, it's pretty much as close to done in camera as you can. So here I'm just trying to mix these two areas in a way that hopefully doesn't feel as mirrored as it actually is. So, as usual, that just means hiding a lot of the seams. So for now, just some basic clone stamping. And once I'm happy with... see, the angle is still not quite right, is it? No, it's fine. It may feel like these things vault a little bit, but that's probably good. All good. Or you replace the eyes with googly eyes. True. Also, there's gonna be... Hold on, I'm gonna go... Here, ziggurats. Now I've organized these by levels, but I'm just gonna call this ziggurat 1 and so on, and then I'll just reorganize it into its level. So now we create a layer with everything in it. Is there a horror movie monster with googly eyes? Not yet. But be the change you want to see in the world, is what I say. So now we've put everything into a single layer for ease of use. And I'm just going to remove anything that feels copied. Or at least try to hide it in different ways. So like move things around. As you can see, this one feels too obvious, like these spots here just keep appearing in the exact same place in the mirrored version. So I want to do a thing where it only appears in one spot. So for example, this one here I'll remove, and this one here I'll remove. So I'll kind of spread it between the two sides so that both sides have blemishes, but they're different. Instead of keeping them all in one side. So I'm trying to do this everywhere I can. You know, any sites or resources I could use to learn about different types of artifacts and distortion of old photos? I don't know if any specific sites for that specific purpose, but what I recommend is that you actually go out and look at the kind of pictures you want to emulate and see what distortions and artifacts they have, and try to emulate that. Because that'll usually give you the best results. So it really depends on what specific area you're trying to imitate. If you're looking for something specific, let me know and maybe I can give you some pointers from my experience. Oh, this one definitely feels copy-pasted. Let's see. Patch tool. So, okay. This part here. There's an A24 film coming out that seems to have some googly eye action. Interesting. I guess we'll have to see it then. And we have to follow up any googly eye news that we see. It's part of the brand at this point. Like some giant railway. True, it does look like that a bit. I'm trying to move around all these little spots to hopefully make the two sides look different, as I've been doing. Because one of the things with copy pasting is that if someone like trains their eyes on it, it's very easy to see when something has been copy pasted too much. And obviously this is one very big copy paste. If you missed it before, the original image is this. And we are turning it into this. When you enter the cinema, make the Val Gang sign to know you're one of us, exactly. What are you trying to make right now? So this is part of an upcoming thread. It's going to be a first-person thread, so told from my perspective as Eduardo. And it's going to be about me exploring this huge, empty, brutalist industrial space. It's underground, just happens to be under my parents' house. So it's going to be me exploring it as I slowly lose my sanity. Live on Twitter. Again, the moment I start posting about this, I want everyone to play along and to pretend it's real for a while. So the space is, or this huge place, I'm calling it the Ziggurat. And just because it's a cool name, also it's going to have some, the structure itself, it's going to be kind of like a ziggurat. So this kind of stepped pyramid, just inside, right? Like you got levels. Obviously the most direct comparison you can make is the levels of hell in Dante's Divine Comedy. Obviously it's going to have some parallels to that in the themes. I'm trying to keep kind of, you know, the storyline and the themes, mostly because I haven't like specifically figured them out exactly yet, but I'm trying to keep that still like a little secret. So if you've seen the images as I make them right now, you'll still have some surprises come in the writing. But obviously the themes are going to have some parallels with Dante's Hell. Okay, so a bit interesting. Here's what I want to make. I'm going to remove one of... There we go. From these beams here, I want to remove one from each side, but it feels asymmetrical. I guess this one here is broken. I could remove this whole chunk on this side. It's gonna be hard to remove the whole thing. I'll leave one. So with this, I'm just trying to add a few bits of asymmetry. It's not like people are gonna notice it that much, I think, but at least it'll give it a feeling that something's different from one side to the other. Okay, then how about we take this wall here in the back and just paint it black. The song says, making it feel like it just goes into this next space. Okay, Molly, have a good night. Thanks for coming in. Is it still colored? It is colored. Just kind of grayscale because concrete mostly. Oh, that's layer. But I do want to keep a little bit of texture going in here. Okay, so now it'll hopefully feel like it's going down a bit like that. What I might do is pull this up a little bit. And then just kind of continue that same texture. Or even flip that vertically. At least for that top part here. Yeah, it's kind of trippy, isn't it? Oh. Okay, so I could make something like this. Then just mess with that. I don't know exactly how I'll do it though. Okay, so I'll do this, apply layer mask, and now we have 2 layers. That I can manipulate like this. So the idea is to change the angle in a way that hopefully makes it make sense with the whole angle of the structure. Something like this. Does the structure make sense so far to you guys? Like, not make rational sense, as in, oh, I know what this is. That's supposed to be hard to figure out, or impossible to figure out because it's nothing. But does it make physical sense to you guys? Like it's a place that could exist. I'm a graphic designer, but it might add something if at the very end you rotate it slightly. Yeah, that's a good idea. Here I'm just combining these two layers. So hopefully they make sense together. Really messed up railroad under construction. Ooh, that's trippy. Oh. What are you doing? There we go. Hard to get the dimensions of the room. Yeah, but that's on purpose though. Like, is this a huge room? Is a picture just taken from the with a low angle? Better to leave that unknown. Change some of the textures here to kind of break them up. Well, to think this all comes from this image here. Quite the change. Okay, so the thing I like the least is... Alright, this combines in some places. Here in the back it's fine. Here in the front, some places just kind of combine in a weird way. Okay, let's see if I can manage to combine this in a way that's satisfactory. Okay, just a few more bars. Okay, nice. Could also be a good ceiling, but that would beg the question, like, where are you taking this from? It must be on a balcony pretty close to the ceiling, so... But it's gonna be a ground. Oop. And there we go. Okay, so I put everything into a single layer. I'm gonna give it a bit of color, bit of blues to the shadows mostly. Hey, Rabbits, hello. How are you doing? I feel like I need to add some manual lighting as well before I finish this. Also, does this feel like Windows to you guys? Obviously, like since it's in the ground, I think it doesn't really feel like Windows, but correct me. Like if you think it looks weird, you can remove them or change them in some way, I guess. Hey, Rob the GM, welcome. How are you doing? Making some architectural horror. It does feel windowless, doesn't it? Good. Obviously, this is supposed to be a huge underground structure. So, obviously, we're using regular overground structures to create it. So, at some points, at many points, I have had to disguise windows as if something different. I'll probably have to keep doing it. I'm gonna create a soft light layer. I'm gonna create some shadow towards the background. And on the top here. Kind of like it's far away from those lights that we can see in the bottom. Hey, Sora. It does already look spooky. We're doing our job well then. So since we've edited the lighting so much so that only these areas here are where the light is coming from. This whole middle area, I'm gonna cover it in shadows pretty much, because you know it's further away from those lit up areas, so gonna at least have a gradient that goes towards the center. Makes it feel, you know, like you're a bit walking in the shadows here. Oh, empanadas. Tasty. Okay, now we have a bit more dramatic light. Now I can get onto the smart filters. Check the difference, right? That's something else, isn't it? Completely different feeling space. So here we are, adding a bit of blue lighting to again make this area feel, or make the lighting feel a bit more artificial, blue-green. Again, with this whole series, it's all very dark and very high contrasts, just to show you some of those other industrial areas. Quite dark and high contrast indeed. Creating a bit of vignettes. Not that much, obviously. I like to overdo the vignettes and then just choose the level that I like the most. Forgot if I turned this off. Yeah, I did. Let's see. I don't want to go overboard with the color grading. As usual for this, I want to leave them a little bit monochrome. Okay. Then, just again, for contrast, I'm adding a bit of brightness to the whites, so those lights appear like, you know, you're only... Though it's a cold source of light, it's still your closest thing to a source of comfort in here. In this very, very dark place. And again, I can use overlay to deepen that even more. And again, make them feel a bit less like windows. Maybe soft light instead of overlay? Yeah. So just some of the light radiating around, kind of giving these edges a little bit of light. As I like to do, painting some lights manually, and often give very cool results. So, there we go. Pretty happy with this one. I feel like all the seams have been more or less hidden. Just what we want here. So, I'm gonna save that as a JPEG. Save that. Create a new one. Let's go with this one. I don't know exactly where I put this one, probably more towards the end in the more brutalist part. So there are a few things I want to do. First, I mean, I guess I can show you the original so you get a point of comparison, because this one has already been edited. This is the original, right? It was very overexposed. First thing I did is underexpose it and just bring it a bit closer to the kind of lighting that we want in this thread. Second thing I'm doing is just getting some pure back and painting all that out. Because obviously I don't want any foliage in this series. It's gonna be this huge underground space, so no plants, no life in general, just me. If you can consider that life. Oh, I also got some pictures I didn't show you. There's some that my sister took with her phone, and they're not in this part, which is why I didn't show them. I think they might be over there, yeah, because they're from WhatsApp. Oh wait, these are the edited ones. Yeah, well, you can see me here. I posted this one on Twitter yesterday. Where I was on top of this building, my sister was down there. She just took a few pictures, but hold on, because I think in my downloads, it might... Yeah, okay, I got the originals here. Oh, what? Didn't download the full size. Okay, must have downloaded them wrong. But yeah, here I am. For some reason they either didn't send, only sent us thumbnails, or my computer just decided to download the thumbnails. Tired and hungry? Go eat, go eat. Deserve it. So I wonder if I could add maybe something below. Like kind of an abyss, but you can see like more beams like this one. Kind of like this one here. Kind of inverted version of this one, right? So you're walking on these and you can see all that down there, maybe? Yeah, maybe that is actually how it works. Maybe this is one of those beams. Yeah, that sounds fun. Let's see, did I cover everything? I guess I didn't. Those meaning, since I already painted this whole area, maybe I use this as a mask already. That should save some time. I'm doing this in white because that way I can see it better against the background. Even though it hurts the eyes a little bit, it's much better. Okay, another thing I wanted to do is take this area and change the texture of this little rocky texture. I don't know how to call that, conglomerate, I think, maybe? And change that with some concrete. Like this one. Or this like drippy one, like that. Okay, so maybe I add it as overlay. Remove it from my person, or what you guys can see of my person. And then, wonder how I'll do this. I'll just paint like that. I'll try to leave some of the complexities of the original. It's not entirely flat. And then of course I'll have to add all the shadows from the original there. And try not to go over my foot there. That's quite important. Try not get any concrete textures on myself. Yucky. Last thing I want is through these series to become some sort of concrete man. And of course, I'll see how I'll redo all these textures, all that lighting, especially. And these little guys nearly escaped me. What are you doing here, little plants? Little plants, get out of there. Okay, now to figure out how I can imprint the lighting from the original photo into this, you know, kind of boring texture. Without like recovering all these little rocks. My first thought is... Apply that. My first thought is repeating that original layer, putting it on top of the rest, adding that as, I want to say, overlay, and then just blurring it a lot. Until we lose all the details and it just becomes this surface with lighting. See, at least that recovers the shadow under my foot, which is nice. And some of the shadow here as well. And now I guess I'll add my own as well, because some of that lighting got lost, I think, and all that blurring. I still don't love how it looks though. I think it lost some of its depth. It feels kind of flat, doesn't it? At least that's the like sensation I'm getting. We're talking like desperate snacks when you don't want to cook anything. This is a very Spanish thing, but I usually have a bottle of raspazo, which actually you might have seen me drink that on stream a couple times. It's very good. I love raspazo. If you don't know what gazpacho is, it's a tomato cold soup. Ooh, this looks a bit better. Thing is, considering this image, you really don't see anything but anything below the edges of this. It just kind of disappears there. So the only real thing is my shadow there. That's my foot, my leg. In a bottle, not in a can. It usually comes in don't know how you call it, like a carton. Kind of like milk? That same type of carton. Like the store-bought one, which is the one I'll have like in a pinch. You can make it yourself, it's very easy to make actually, and very, very tasty. I recommend it. Yeah, you might see in America. You might see it in a foreign market, so foreign products part of the supermarket. I think some of the problem might be in my shitty masking. I'm actually reducing some of that edge, making it feel flatter. Not everywhere, but definitely in some parts, like this one. And you guys should really try out Pezzo. It's very good. Like, I'd recommend you just find a recipe and make some. It's one of the easiest things you can make. You can just eat it cold, make a big batch and drink it for a while. Spanish cake or pastry? Pastry. Specifically sweet things? Because I would say empanada. If you want something, empanada gallega, probably. But that's salty. Or sweet. Sweets. Oh, not a big expert on sweets. Or I'll tend to consume them. It's very typical Spanish ones. I don't know if any specifically Spanish ones. Top of my head. Maybe sobaos. Sobaos are from my neighboring region. Written like this, or quesada. Tarta de Santiago, yeah, as well, like Sora says. Oh, brazo de gitano, yeah. An unfortunate name for a pretty good pastry. Torrijas, yeah. Yes, torrijas would be our version, or our equivalent to pancakes. If you want desserts in general, like sweets, I would recommend crema catalana, Catalan cream. It's very good. Don't know how hard it is to make, though. Oh, there's a mosquito of the day. Did I say that my sister, when I went to this factory yesterday, where I took these pictures, my sister got 2 ticks on her. I got 0 that I know of. I checked several times, but that I know of, I didn't get any ticks. Never tried Spanish food? Oh, you're missing out. Definitely should if you get the opportunity. Is rice pudding originally from Spain? I don't think so. There's a very good rice pudding in Spain, but I think it comes from, I think it might come from India, and it's all over though. Like every country has their version of rice pudding. But here we call it arroz con leche, literally rice with milk. So that's very original, and it's very typical dessert. Don't quote me on the India thing. I think it might come from there, but it's definitely like super old and super extended. I think it probably came to Spain through the Muslims, or the Muslim centuries, like many other dishes, like gazpacho actually, or the originator of gazpacho, or tomatoes. Natillas, yeah, true. Natillas is a Spanish thing. think I overdid it with the lighting. I might have. I was trying so hard to make it feel less flat that I added a lot of lighting. Arroz and like, yeah, sweet rice. Pretty close to rice with milk in Spain. Okay, then I might add some something below it, like other beams. I could even use the same picture I used for the one I was showing before, this one. I could probably use the same base picture. Let's try. It should be somewhere over here. Brutalist. I'm going a very, very big library of pictures through this. To the point where they're starting to get hard to find. I wonder what this will look like. Hold on, I might just open the PSD I use for that one, which is 210 here. And then let me see. Put it here. I guess I need the clone stamp and everything. That's quite important. There we go. This gets combined. Now let's see if it looks good. The angle kind of doesn't fit, which is a bit annoying. The only side food I had was paella, but I didn't like it. It really depends on the paella. There are some very bad ones out there, but I gonna go out on a limb and say that you can probably have much better. Like even in Spain, most paella places won't be very good. And yeah, the Hollow Knight song, very dramatic one. I mean, it kind of works. Just kind of create depth. Bit complicated, maybe. Not necessarily a bad thing though. That's what we were gonna want to go for. It feels like a jumble down there or something like that. I mean, it's not the best considering we're looking straight down and not at an angle, which is a bit annoying. Would you take a carton of Pato into the cigarette? Perhaps. No. Sometimes things call for drastic measures to be taken. Like taking the whole carton of Raspberry down there. This one's very similar. I'm just obviously taking it at a different angle, but... And it's vertical. Oh, the difference is you can see my 2 feet there. Let me delete some layer masks here, here, and here. Obviously, this is further away, so the further we go, the darker I'll make it. Then I'll have to darken this one a bit more so that it matches with that. Okay, now some more darkness to this area way in the back. I still don't know if that makes sense angle-wise. Not super sure. So let's group that up. Then we'll create a copy of layer 1. I feel like we should be seeing all these things, but straight down instead of at that angle. So let's see if we can find any better base pictures for that. Let's see, maybe not within this, because we definitely have like some that are similar, but we have to give them the same treatment as we did the original. So not ideal. So let's see. Let's see what we have. Oh, this is very good. It's obviously not the right angle, but it's good. Not really anything we can use here that I'm seeing. Let's again that. Not the good angle. I mean, thinking about it, it doesn't need to be a similar structure in that way. It doesn't need to be more beams. It could very well be just neutral, but we can see some walls, for example. Like, let's say we take... Say we take this, or one that's a bit more centered. This one. Maybe that could work. So let's get a desaturated version of this with a bit more blue. And then we'll remove all that lit area. We change the angle. And now we basically invert the lighting. Void of pure lights. Maybe it can be pure lights. But I was thinking more darkness. Oh, here. There we go. was thinking something more like this. It just goes down, who knows where. Pretty scary, I say so myself. I like this. I like that better than what we were doing before, because it would have been very hard to find the exact angle we need to put several kind of levels of these beams like over and over. Would have been hell. So instead, maybe we can have this. Just, you know, your classic hellhole. I don't know if I want to. If I want to make it keep going, like maybe there's version. I make this fits. I can make it a bit deeper. Now we reactivate these. So now we can see a bit more inside the hole. Would be the difference here. What kind of depth does it provide? Larger part of darkness? What do you mean? Can you repeat that? Okay, now let's go for our classic edits. The deeper something is, the darker it gets at some point. I mean, that mostly just depends on the lighting though. I mean, of course, on how deep it is. But you could make an argument for both it just getting dark at this point and it just like us being able to see like down to the bottom. Depends on how much light we have, etc. do want a bit more light on the rim here. Yeah, and I'll redo those highlights as well. Hold on. Yeah, we have the light coming from the side. In general, at least in this top part, which is why this part here is more in shadow than this part here. But I would still have some light there, just so we can see the rim. Sirit! What's up? How are you doing? Okay, let's see with that lighting. Let's see what we can do with it. Okay, and as usual, we go for that. We go for the high contrast look. Let's make the feeling kick in. You mean like vertigo? Hey, Mav. Time to feel dizzy. I feel like this lighting here, especially on the pants, it feels a lot like sunlight. I don't know if I should try to reduce that a little bit. Wacky rat trash. Thank you for the follow. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, we're looking directly down, so we should be looking pretty much straight down into the abyss here. Yeah, I went too hard on this. So a lot of that is the soft light I added here. Which, by the way, for those getting here later, this is the original picture. So I was just trying to make it feel like I'm walking on top of the abyss, essentially. Hopefully the knowledge don't look at the abyss, it'll look back at you. Meanwhile I'm here like, hey, yo, check this out. Check out this abyss. What's up with that? I'm softening this shadow quite a bit. I'm gonna try and soften all our shadows. So they're still there, but it doesn't feel as much like super strong sunlight. No, but Googly Owl doesn't live in the darkness. Googly Owl is a being of light. Maybe there's an evil brother to Googly Owl. That's a demon that lives in the shadows. That could be lore. That's lore, right? Okay, let me see. There's another picture of me taking a picture of my pants. No. It's too bright. Maybe if I add a version on top. Like this one, but where it's even less exposed, has less contrast. And hopefully I can reduce this a little bit. Now there's not more to reduce than that. That's the limit. Oh, apparently that doesn't fit. Googly Owl fall down. The Googly Owl villain arc. Ice Thumbs. That was the very first quote. There we go. Hey, did this get... Hey Photoshop. Are you being silly? I think Photoshop is being silly. Let's give it a second, I guess. Let's click add. Yeah, Photoshop just kind of got stuck in here. God damn it. Doing this to me, Photoshop. No, can't really click on anything else. I'm really hoping it saved all my work. It might not have saved it in this one. That's my worry. You can't always be the center of attention. That's why I always tell it. Wasn't it being rude last time too? I don't know if last time, I don't recall. It usually gets silly when you have like a ton of layers and all of them are very heavy. But in this case, it shouldn't have. I was literally just moving a layer. As you can see, it still has the movement UI. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be coming back from it. Thing preparing smart objects. I think it's just silly. Okay. I'll have to force close it and lose all my work. I bet. We'll see. Okay. Close and back. It's gonna recover something, but it's not the one I'm interested in. Oh, it did recover that. Okay. Nice. This one I'm not interested in. Okay. So let's actually give this a name. Let's put that on Ziggurat here, and it's gonna be Ziggurat 2. Yes, there's a timed autosave to make like a recovered version of the document. So I don't know exactly where it left off. But yeah, we're pretty close to where we were. So we didn't lose a lot of work. Well, thank the autosaves at least. Yeah, because this one's still... Yeah, the shadow is still smoothed out, which is one of the last things I did. So, we're good. Another win in my book. Okay, I won't try to copy the same layer again, then. Seems to have been a mistake. Oh, there's a thing. I think these smart objects, the base ones from the image, are just very, very heavy. So I'm just going to turn it into a regular layer, which should remove all that data it's carrying. I'm gonna try and get some different textures. Just to fill in those super bright areas. That's a regular foot. Need to fit Photoshop some more better. Yes. That must be what it needs. A sacrifice. Nourishment. Okay. Now I can light some of that up. Hold on, as long as I don't go over the edge. Oh, silly me. Textures. should be more careful with not letting the ground textures on top of my pants. It just creep on you. Yes, Photoshop is hungry and we must feed it. What do you think Adobe's subscription service is for? It is to feed the hungry machine. Do you think it was for profit? It's silly. We need to feed the beast. That makes Photoshop go. Okay, now that the pants are much more reasonable, pretty dark but more reasonable shade, I can probably light them up quite softly to still get that part of the leg lit up, but in a much softer way. There's like shadows here. I'll try and reduce them a bit. Good night, Elfin. Thanks for coming in. Okay, now with a more neutral lighting, I hope I can make a camera filter that looks good. Let's start with what we had before, just to compare. Much less contrast. Hopefully it will be a bit more interesting. Okay. Now we have something a bit more measured there. We already have the noise. Or the grain, sorry. Other things. Let's go with color grading a little bit. So I think I'm going mostly with kind of light blue for the highlights and dark blue for the shadows. The midtones here mostly does highlights. That's kind of blue overall though. Let's see. Okay. It's also the temperature here. Okay, nice. Color mixer. Going with blues, which are in the big part of my pants. Increase that a bit. I don't know if there are any other big colors that could be adjusted through this. There we go. That'll be the second picture today, this one being the first. We're already getting some good use out of the pictures I took today. Yesterday, sorry. Oh, PSB? You're kidding. What is this PSB sized? I need to get to the bottom of this. First, let me save a JPEG. That shouldn't be so big. It doesn't make a lot of sense to use PSB here. Okay. Let's see now. Let's go to save. I hope it saves as PSD. That way I can keep down the size. I don't want each of these to be huge, because then I would just have terabytes of data for this one single series. Okay, let's keep going. This one's saved. It worked. Yep. And let's go find more pictures. Already took a couple from this. What is this video? Oh, I took that one on accident. I was trying to take a picture. And I had my camera set on video. Let's see. Oh, we have this. I really love that. Okay, so we can have a couple pictures in this one. Oh, let's go one by one here. So there's just some very, very dark stairs. What I'll do for now is just reduce the highlights quite a bit. But also bring back some of the shadows. So as counterintuitive as it's... What? Hey, why did it come back? There we go. As counterintuitive as it sounds, I am reducing the contrast. So I can work on it and then increase the contrast again. Silly, I know. But it works. So the idea would be, since we have several pictures of these stairs, I think best we can do is actually take advantage of that and have like a couple of them following each other. So it would first be that last one, and then this one. So we increase the shadows so we can actually see down there. It's gonna be very grainy, of course, because, you know, dark pictures are grainy. But again, we undid the contrast so we can actually work with it. Love a mysterious hole. Let's start working with this one. So first thing I want to do is I want to copy it, turn it into a regular layer, and I want to remove all of this. There we go. And in general, anything that feels too old, like, you know, spider webs, as silly as it sounds, I want to remove the spider webs from this image. Hey Hank. Here's a decommissioned highway tunnel back in Pennsylvania. And it's full of mysterious holes. I love that. Okay, so I just added some of the textures from outside into this. So a layer with soft light, another one with color. There we go. Anything else? Oh yeah, let's get some clean concrete and just apply it. As overlay. And I'll just apply it over this whole dusty area that we can see below. And then hide some of the dust below it so that... Hold on, I'll actually make a blurred version. So I'll hide all this dust and that hopefully will camouflage all that and make it appear like a cleaner, just a cleaner floor in general. Cleaner in the sense that it's not full of grime. Which it was in real life. Would have been easier to take a duster with you. Fair enough. Then in my defense though, this area's soil was actually contaminated with all sorts of nasty things. So I decided not to kick up too much dirt. Just so I don't like, you know, breathe in all the heavy metals that were left in this place. I was curious about streams under the cozy tag. Yeah, I don't know if that's been there forever, but I recently found out you could put cozy. And I was like, okay, I feel like it describes the vibe of the stream quite well. But yeah, apparently people are doing ear licking ASMR in the cozy tag. That's something I want to unhear, unread. Yeah, same vibes as people eating with their mouth open. Just mouth noises. Eesh. Eat it. Why would I want that next to my ear? What is up, Twitch? Come on. Okay, so what I want to do here is make it feel like these stairs keep going down. Obviously there's not a lot of space for that here, because, you know, just goes into darkness, but at least I'll continue that poll. I can feel like it continues down there. Okay. So pretty simple, but this could be one of them. And the other could be this. Obviously we have to do the same things we edited on the other one, we have to edit on this one. So this part here, okay. First thing I'll do is create a copy of the layer. Second is this. Not entirely, because I still want to keep some of the edge, as weird as that sounds. Not usually what I do, but in this case it is. Then I want to create a soft light layer and a color layer. Oh, by the way, I've been talking about it a little bit on here and there, the last few streams and on the Discord. But I am planning, still date TBD, to be determined, but I was planning on doing a super long marathon stream. Kind of like 12 hours plus. Maybe one of those where every sub or every sub to here to Twitch or to the Patreon adds a number of minutes, right? So it starts at some hour, but it can keep going. So I was thinking of cool things to do during that stream. You guys got any suggestions of fun things to be done during a super long marathon stream? Happy to hear them. Like things you've seen other streamers do. Obviously, I'd want to bring guests and have some, play some games with folks. That would be fun. Then obviously a lot of art. Maybe we can do some art like on the fly as people give ideas, request things, that kind of thing. Panko part, note it down. I think I have it noted from a previous stream somewhere. I recall you talking about it. Yeah, OK will be here for sure. If they can make it, that is. Since I still don't know the time, of course, possibly depend on that. Challenge art, like not Control Z, yeah. Game with the audience. Scribble.io, what's that? Been to a little bit in English. I still don't know what that is. I'll be all set tomorrow. Good luck, Sarah. Thanks for coming in. Have a good night. Okay, kind of similar textures. Of course, now we gotta remove all the spider webs. You get 3 words, pick the one you want to draw, people must guess. Yeah, it's a classic, like, Pictionary game, right? Being bad things, good things are always funny to me. Like silly clothing. Definitely like something super spicy. That sounds fun. I mean, if I can get it, because right now things are a bit impossible. There is a big strike happening right now in all of Spain by, you know, like transport workers, from taxis to trucks, for truck drivers, because of gas prices, and it's literally like impossible to get anything from stores. It's all out of stock. Jackbox games, definitely. You ever watched Gil and Gilbert? I did. That was very fun while it lasted. Yeah, they had some very fun bits. Yeah, I think you're the first person I've seen IRL that watched Gil and Gilbert. I guess you're a big Polygon fan as well. How bad is it to mix alcohol and spicy sauce? I've had spicy cocktails. Okay, let's see if I can make this feel infinite. See, I'll have to fix the lighting and stuff. There we go. Let's just make it feel like it keeps going. Other gaming tea, but I'm recovered. I'm gonna check any free horror games on Steam. No, I'll happily pay for games, especially if it's for something that you guys will see as well. The stream keeps crashing. Let's see if my connection is good. It does seem stable. Yeah, it's been good. Whole stream. But it might be Twitch having a day again. Oh, how I love that. I'm very glad that my livelihood does not depend on Twitch. Well, I just hope that the day I'm doing a fun 12-hour stream, Twitch doesn't decide to be annoying. I really hope that they're for once nice. Been disconnecting you from everywhere. Okay, so it's Twitch. Like a week or two. Oh, Twitch. Really, they sometimes decide to mess with something and break it. Keep doing that. Why? Why do you do that? So now let's try to remove all the interior lines. Obviously I have a noise problem here where the noise levels don't match, but that's one of the reasons we add our own. So we shall add our own. Later. Also, we're talking about Polygon. Jenna from Polygon is coming to the podcast this Saturday. I'll make a proper announcement on Twitter soon. I guess it's already Wednesday, so yeah. Hello, Photoshop? Please select. Okay, I guess that Photoshop tool is refusing to work today. Either that or it's not finding the edges. In any case, that's very annoying because it's a pretty complex edge to select. Even if it's square, like it has a lot of bumps and ridges. Yeah, I guess that tool doesn't want to work today. Save, true, I haven't saved this one. Oh. Let's see on this layer. Yeah, I didn't have sample all layers selected. I think it might have been the problem. Yeah, okay. Phew, we're good. The tool is still working, which is a relief. It was not Photoshop breaking this time. It was just me. Alphabetic Gamers covered a lot of interesting horror games. Nice. Manly Badass Hero. That's a name. Okay. So we essentially turn this into another deep dark pit, but this time with a ladder going down. Very different. Let's see, let's make a color layer. Okay, so I'm basically removing the color from the wall, but I still want to keep the rusty color from the stairs. I'm keeping that. And apparently going over the edge a little bit. I need to be a little bit more careful. Okay. We do another color layer here. Do the same. Okay, now let's do our usual adjustments. As usual, low exposure, high contrast, and then we rescue the bright colors a little bit. So everything feels a little bit more underground. I'll have to rescue some of the stairs here. Feels like they completely disappeared. So here I put a little bit of vignettes to focus things on the stairs. And now let's see if I can bring them back by using a soft light layer on top. If it doesn't really look good, I'll use that soft light layer below. That's better. Whoa. Zoom tool. Please stop doing that. Swear to God. Okay, so under that, I think we can do the same thing where I essentially take the same camera filter, move it over to the other one, and that way we can have something similar-ish. See, maybe this one will need a little bit more color added by us. Maybe some highlights and midtones as well. A little bit of that light blue or cyan on the highlights. I forgot the grain on the other one as well. I need to add it. It's weird for me to forget the grain. It's one of the main things I do all the time. And yet, I forget, I guess. There we go. That could be our entrance to this deep dark hole. Gonna go a bit lower in the exposure. And as we did before, just a bit of brightness for the stairs, so we can actually see like where they're going. And here, since I nearly forgot, to the grain, that chunky grain, which will also blend the textures. Okay, that should blend things. Would you go down this mysterious hole? What do you do if you find this? If you find this? Yes, not even a second of hesitation. It's impressive. Okay, let me do some manual lighting below. I'm hungry for adventure. Fair enough, fair enough. then I guess my recommendation would be find an abandoned factory near where you live and sneak in, try to explore it. We should all be doing that. So many cool places to explore, to be honest. It's probably just spiders anyhow. True. But who knows what kind of spiders? I got no survival skills and instincts. You don't need that. Just like normal person caution. You're trusting and helpful. I'll die. I don't think so. It will be fine. Okay, it still feels a little bit maybe too dirty compared to the rest. But I guess it's part of the industrial zone, so it's fine. I think it'll be fine. So this would be figure out 3, I guess 3.1 and the other 3.2. We'll change the names later anyway, so or 3-1 is like Sonic levels. That would be 3-2. How many pictures have we done today? Let's see. One, 2, 3, 4. So some a little bit more, you know, close-ups of regular stuff. Some a bit more grandiose like this one. But and this one where you can see the abyss, and you have my foot, so you know, that's fun. Let's see, do we have time for any others? Maybe a quick one. I found a picture to use. That's a ceiling. I think I can turn it into a floor. Maybe it could be a wall though. Let's see. One here. Not a lot to do with it. Okay, one of the ones. Okay, this one is fun. I don't know exactly what I would do with it. But maybe one of these. No, that's essentially the same. this. No, the other one we did. This. Hmm. I mean, it could be a different like angle of the same thing. Not exactly what its purpose would be though. Let's see if we have any other cool angles of this. Okay, so it's just a wall. Not really here. Let's see, there's some kind of ceiling I saw at some point. This one here. So this one I kind of liked as a sort of huge retaining wall that where you have, like, imagine this and then a mirrored version here on the other side. And in the middle there's this just abyss. That could be something. I think that's for like a bigger one. Also, it might be the one where I tried to do it in 3D. I try to put that on Blender. Actually did something in Blender. Yeah, imagine like this and this just opposed to each other. And there's this huge just chasm in the middle. So that might be like for its own stream a bit down the line. But yeah, we'll keep those layers or those pictures. We'll keep that in mind for then. And this, I don't know exactly what to do with this. I kind of like it, the structure, but I don't know exactly what its purpose would be. Broken windows, those are fun. Oh, maybe not for this project, but... See, I really like this one with the lighting. It's one of the ones I edited, actually. Here's the edited version. Obviously, we have windows here, which... And obviously, the lighting itself is clearly from sun coming through windows. It feels like it's God illuminating me. It falls right on my screen there. Right on my face cam. But yeah, I don't have any other like obvious ones. Maybe a lot of them that I can use as little textures and stuff as we go along. This one we already used actually. Yep. So we've taken all the obvious ones, I believe. Maybe there's something to do with this specific room. I still don't know exactly what. Because obviously there are windows and very obvious sunlight coming through the windows, so we'd need to see what to do with that. This one, same problem. I do like the picture in the room though. I guess I'll try to figure something out. I also have to get my blood drawn yesterday and it didn't cry. Hell yeah. I used to be terrified of needles until at some point I had to do a monthly blood test when I was like a teenager, and that's for a little while. And yeah, that got me used to them, thankfully. So it can happen, in my case at least. it's harder for a lot of folks. So yeah, I think I'll leave it at that for today. It's not like as many pictures as others, but I'm very satisfied with what we have. And we're doing good advancement, so that's all good news. Here we go, that's a little room here in the corner. Tried very, very hard to get me distracted with chit chat. That's a good phlebotomist. That's great. Anyway, guys, I think that'll do it for today. Not it's the longest stream, but I got some other stuff to do tonight, so I'll have to keep it at that. This Friday we'll have another regular stream, and Saturday, just one day later, we'll have the podcasts with Jenna Stieber, where we'll be talking about horror and video games. So if you like those two things, and if you like Polygon, the YouTube channel, you'll probably enjoy it quite a lot. Jenna's fantastic. She's great. So yeah, that's gonna be on Saturday at that's gonna be 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. 11:30 for me, because we still haven't changed the hours, so it's a bit. The hours are gonna be slightly wacky until this weekend. But yeah, thank you guys. Pretty long stream prior to the groups. Yeah. I'm gonna chat with more people about this very long upcoming stream. It still might be a while until it happens, so we've got time to figure things out. So yeah, guys, thank you all. I'll see you on Friday. Take care, folks.